Life doesn't change by chance. It changes by choice. The same wind blows on us all, the wind of opportunity and the wind of challenge. But what determines your direction is not the wind, it's the set of your sail. And today, I want to talk to you about how to set that sail, how to take just 6 months of your life, completely turn it around. 6 months, that's all. 6 months of discipline, focus, and consistent effort can do more for you than 6 years of drifting through the same routines. You see, success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. The real question is, who will you become over the next 6 months? If you can design a daily plan, a clear set of goals, a few habits done consistently, you can transform your income, your health, your relationships, and most importantly, your mindset. So, today I invite you to think bigger, to act sharper, and to commit to a short, powerful season of growth, because if you can stay disciplined for 6 months, your future will never look the same again. Designing a clear vision and committing to a definite purpose is the first and most essential step, transforming your life in 6 months. 2, bridge between your goals and your goals. Without vision, life becomes a series of random events, and without purpose, even success can feel empty. You must first decide exactly what you want. Not vaguely, not something better, but with sharp precision. The clearer your vision, the stronger your direction. It's like setting coordinates for your destination. Once the mind knows where to go, it begins to attract the resources, people, and opportunities that align with that vision. The average person wakes up and simply reacts to life. But the achiever, the one who rises above the crowd, wakes up with intention. They've already pictured their day, their week, their next 6 months. They know what they're building toward, and that knowledge gives them focus and energy that others simply don't have. Having a vision means you've chosen what your life will stand for. It's not about wishful thinking. It's about defining what you will no longer settle for, and what you will no longer settle for, and what you will now pursue with full commitment. It's writing down your goals in vivid detail. What you want to achieve, why you want it. You'll need to get there. Once you do this, your mind becomes a magnet for solutions. Clarity gives power. You can't hit a target you can't see, and you can't live a great life without knowing what great means to you personally. Take the time to sit quietly and think about what you truly desire. Financial independence, better health, more confidence, stronger relationships, inner peace. Whatever it is, define it, write it out, see it, feel it. When you do, you've begun the process of transformation. Committing to a definite purpose means turning that vision into a promise to yourself and your future. A vision is just a dream until you attach commitment to it. That commitment is the fuel that drives every daily action. It's what gets you up earlier, keeps you learning, and helps you push through those days when you'd rather quit. Jim Rohan used to say, the purpose of goals is to pull you. Once you commit to a strong enough why, how, begins to appear. It's no longer about motivation. It becomes a mission. You no longer ask, can I? You start asking, how can I? And that small shift changes everything. When you live with a clear purpose, distractions lose their power. You stop wasting time on meaningless pursuits because your energy is now directed towards something that matters deeply. Every decision becomes easier. If it supports your purpose, it stays. If not, it goes. That's the kind of clarity that builds confidence and momentum. Over the next 6 months, your commitment to this vision will shape your habits, your mindset, and your results. It will give you the strength to do what others avoid and the courage to stay consistent even when progress feels slow. Vision gives direction and purpose gives it life. Once you decide where you're going and why it matters, everything else begins to fall into place. Building daily disciplines that shape powerful habits is where transformation truly begins. Success is not the result of one giant leap. It's the accumulation of small, consistent actions taken every single day. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your accomplishments. It's what keeps you moving when motivation fades and excuses appear. Most people wait until they feel ready, but those who understand success know that readiness comes after action, not before it. Every time you discipline yourself to follow through on a commitment, you strengthen your inner character and build trust with yourself, and that trust becomes the foundation of lasting change. Discipline is not punishment. It's the highest form of self-respect. It's saying, I'm worth the effort. My dreams deserve my consistency. When you begin to treat your goals with that level of seriousness, your entire life begins to align with higher standards. Start small but stay consistent. It could be waking up an hour earlier to plan your day, reading for 30 minutes to grow your mind, or exercising for just 20 minutes to build energy. These actions might seem small in isolation, but over time, they compound into something extraordinary. Every disciplined action plants a seed that, given time and patience, grows into visible success. Habits are simply disciplines repeated long enough to become automatic. At first, it's uncomfortable. The mind resists change. It loves comfort and routine. But every day you push through resistance, you're rewiring your brain to operate at a higher level. Soon, what once felt like a challenge becomes second nature. Imagine the power of building 6 months of daily habits that support your goals. Whether it's journaling your progress, managing your finances carefully, studying your craft, or keeping your commitments, each act of discipline becomes a vote for the person you're becoming. And after enough votes, that identity becomes unshakable. To build discipline, start by identifying the key habits that will move you closer to your vision. Then schedule them. Not just hope they happen. Discipline grows when you attach structure to your time. A day that is planned is a day that is controlled, and control brings confidence. When distractions appear, and they always do, remind yourself of the cost of inconsistency. Every missed day delays your progress. Every excuse strengthens weakness, but every act of discipline, no matter how small, builds power. Over time, the compounding effect of disciplined effort will astonish you. Discipline also builds freedom. The more disciplined you are in your habits, the more control you have over your future. Instead of being pulled by impulse, you are guided by intention. You earn freedom through structure, not by avoiding it. Discipline in your health creates energy. Discipline in your work creates opportunity. And discipline in your mindset creates peace. In 6 months, a disciplined person can achieve what the undisciplined won't accomplish in years. The secret lies not in talent or luck, but in what you repeatedly do when no one's watching. Discipline transforms effort into excellence and dreams into reality. Mastering your time is one of the most powerful skills you can ever develop, because time is the one resource that cannot be replaced, multiplied, or recovered once it's gone. You can lose money and make it back. You can lose opportunity and find another. But when you lose time, it's gone forever. That's why successful people don't chase time. They command it. They understand that if they don't schedule their priorities, life will schedule distractions for them. Every wasted hour is an opportunity lost, and every intentional hour is an investment in the future. Mastering time doesn't mean being busy from morning till night. It means doing what matters most and eliminating what doesn't. It means living with purpose, not pressure. Each day gives you 24 hours, the same number given to the most successful and the least successful people in the world. The difference lies in how those hours are used. The key is to plan your success, not hope for it. If you wake up without a plan, you've already surrendered your day to randomness. A well-organized schedule is a mirror of a well-organized mind. When you plan your day the night before, you give your subconscious mind direction. It starts preparing for the next day, even while you sleep. You wake up not in confusion, but with clarity. You know what to do, why it matters, and when to do it. That alone sets you apart from the majority who drift through their days without direction. Mastering time also means mastering your focus. You can't manage time if you don't manage attention. In a world full of distractions, social media, endless notifications, meaningless conversations, you must protect your focus like a precious treasure. Every interruption costs energy, not just minutes. To take control, set clear boundaries, create specific times for work, rest, learning, and reflection. Treat those time blocks as sacred appointments with your future self. When you say yes to focus, you automatically say no to distractions. Every day, ask yourself, is this activity bringing me closer to my goals or pulling me away? The honest answer will guide your choices. Another part of mastering time is learning to prioritize. Not all tasks are equal. Some activities bring 10 times more results than others. Jim Rohan often said, "Don't major in minor things. Spend your best hours on your biggest goals." The morning, when your energy and focus are strongest, should be used for creation, not consumption. Use that time to write, plan, build, and make progress. Leave the smaller, routine tasks for later in the day when your energy dips. This approach multiplies productivity and ensures you move forward daily. Time mastery also requires reflection. At the end of each week, review how you spent your hours. Where did you waste time? What brought you progress? What can you improve next week? This awareness creates growth and efficiency. The truth is, if you don't measure time, you can't manage it. And when you learn to manage it, you gain control over your destiny. Time is life measured in moments, and how you spend those moments determines the quality of your future. Each minute invested wisely brings you closer to success, and every moment wasted pushes it further away. Surrounding yourself with growth-minded people is one of the most transformative choices you can make on your journey to success. The environment you live in either strengthens your goals or silently suffocates them. Human beings are highly influenced by the company they keep, and whether you realize it or not, your mindset, habits, and level of ambition are reflections of the people you spend the most time with. If you want to grow, you must be willing to step into circles that challenge you, inspire you, and demand a higher standard of thinking and living. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. It happens in the presence of people who remind you of what's possible. Jim Rohan famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." This isn't just a catchy quote. It's a fundamental truth about human psychology. Energy is contagious. Negativity, laziness, and mediocrity spread just as quickly as enthusiasm, ambition, and discipline. If you surround yourself with those who complain, you'll soon find yourself complaining. But if you surround yourself with people who take responsibility, dream big, and act boldly, you'll start to rise to their level. The company you keep is a silent architect of your future. Look at your circle and ask, do these people push me forward or pull me back? The answer to that question can predict the next 6 months of your life. Growth-minded people see potential in challenges. They don't fear failure. They study it, learn from it, and use it to grow stronger. When you spend time with people who think this way, their mindset starts to influence yours. Conversations shift from gossip to goals, from problems to possibilities. You start to see life differently, not as something happening to you, but something happening for you. That kind of mental shift can change everything. It breeds confidence, resilience, and purpose. It helps you see that greatness isn't reserved for a few. It's built daily by those who refuse to settle. Finding growth-minded people may mean outgrowing your current environment. It can feel uncomfortable, even lonely at times. That discomfort is a sign of evolution. Seek mentors who have achieved what you aspire to. Read books by thinkers who stretch your imagination. Join communities that talk about growth, not gossip. Attend seminars, network with achievers, and connect with people who want more out of life. The more you expose yourself to higher conversations, the more your perspective expands. Your goals begin to grow because your belief, what's possible, expands. Surrounding yourself with growth-minded people also builds accountability. When you share your goals with those who genuinely want to see you win, they'll hold you to your word. They'll remind you of your purpose when you feel discouraged, and they'll celebrate your progress along the way. In 6 months, being part of such a circle can completely change your level of confidence, discipline, and results. Success doesn't happen in isolation. It happens through association. Every interaction you have is shaping your future. So choose your influences with intention. The right people don't just inspire you. They transform you. Measuring progress instead of perfection is one of the wisest approaches to lasting success. Too many people quit not because they lack potential, but because they lose sight of how far they've come. They measure themselves against an impossible standard of perfection instead of recognizing steady improvement. The truth is, perfection is an illusion. Progress is reality. Every great achievement in history was built through a series of small, imperfect steps forward. Success is not about doing everything right all the time. It's about doing enough of the right things consistently to create momentum. When you learn to appreciate progress, you build patience, confidence, and belief in your own ability to grow. Progress means moving closer to your goals, even if it's just one step at a time. It's about comparing yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. The danger of perfectionism is that it creates paralysis. You wait for the perfect plan, the perfect timing, or the perfect opportunity, and in doing so, you lose valuable time. Progress, on the other hand, values action over appearance. It understands that starting messy is better than waiting endlessly. Each time you act, you learn, adjust, and improve. Over 6 months, those small adjustments compound into transformation. The person who acts imperfectly daily will always outperform the one who plans perfectly but never begins. To measure progress effectively, you need clarity and reflection. Set clear goals, break them into smaller, measurable milestones, and track them regularly. Whether it's improving your health, building your business, or developing a new skill, write down your achievements weekly. This simple habit keeps your mind focused on growth rather than gaps. When you can see tangible results, no matter how small, it fuels motivation and builds momentum. Remember, growth often happens quietly. Just as plants grow underground before breaking the surface, your results may take time to appear, but progress is still happening. Trust the process. Focusing on progress also changes your relationship with failure. Instead of seeing failure as an endpoint, you start to see it as feedback, a necessary part of growth. Each mistake becomes a teacher, not a threat. You realize that every setback carries a lesson, and each lesson moves you forward. This mindset turns obstacles into opportunities and transforms frustration into fuel. When you value progress, you stop expecting instant results and start appreciating steady effort. You begin to enjoy the journey rather than just chasing the destination. Measuring progress instead of perfection also builds self-compassion. It reminds you that growth takes time, that every master was once a beginner. You learn to celebrate your efforts, not just your outcomes. That celebration keeps your spirit alive during challenging times. Over the next 6 months, track your progress with pride. Write down the habits you've built, the fears you've overcome, and the improvements you've made, no matter how small. When you look back, you'll realize that those small victories were never small. They were the building blocks of transformation. The power of progress lies in consistency, and those who honor their growth every day eventually reach levels of success that perfectionists only dream of. Cultivating consistency is the ultimate key that bridges the gap between goals and achievement. Anyone can start strong, but only those who stay consistent finish strong. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do repeatedly, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is the quiet force that builds habits, strengthens character, and turns small daily actions into extraordinary results. It's not glamorous, and it's rarely exciting, but it's powerful beyond measure. When you commit to showing up every single day, regardless of circumstances, you create momentum that compounds with time. Consistency is not about perfection, it's about persistence. There will be days when motivation fades, when distractions appear, and when progress feels invisible. But the consistent person understands that emotions are temporary, while commitment is permanent. They do the work, whether they feel inspired or not. That kind of discipline builds trust within yourself. Each day you follow through, you send your mind a message: keep my promises. That internal trust becomes confidence, and confidence fuels even greater effort. Over 6 months, that consistency becomes your identity. You no longer have to force yourself to act. You simply become the type of person who follows through. To cultivate consistency, create routines that align with your goals. Routines remove decision fatigue. When something becomes a non-negotiable part of your day, you no longer debate whether to do it. You just do it. Structure creates freedom. Design your day so that your most important actions happen automatically. Whether it's exercising, reading, journaling, or working on your goals, tie these habits to specific times and triggers. Consistency thrives in structure, and when you master your routine, you master your results. Another key to consistency is starting small and scaling up. Most people fail because they try to change everything at once. The truth is, small, consistent actions are far more powerful than massive, inconsistent efforts. If you can commit to something simple, 10-minute workout, 15 minutes of reading, 1 hour of focused work, you can build from there. Over time, the habit strengthens, and what once felt difficult becomes natural. Progress may feel slow in the beginning, but remember that consistency is cumulative. Each day builds upon the last until success becomes inevitable. It's also important to protect your consistency by managing your environment and energy. Surround yourself with reminders of your goals, quotes, vision boards, supportive people, and eliminate distractions that pull you off track. Prepare for low motivation days in advance by setting up systems that make consistency easier than quitting. For example, lay out your workout clothes the night before, schedule your study sessions in your calendar, or track your habits in a notebook. These small systems keep you anchored when your willpower runs low. Consistency is what transforms ordinary efforts into extraordinary achievements. In 6 months of steady action, you can reshape your body, rebuild your mindset, and redefine your life. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen inevitably for those who refuse to stop. Consistency turns goals into habits, habits into character, and character into destiny. Once you understand that truth, success is no longer a matter of luck. It becomes a matter of time.